A lot of people are not actually successful because they cannot afford to control from within what they feel and how they react. For example, you are arguing with someone now. For you to win, it's not about winning the argument. It's not about making points that makes you feel like you have won the argument. No, that's why a lot of people get it wrong. Arguing with someone and the only thing you feel that is correct or that you want to correct is your opinion, is what you think. Then there is a problem with your argument. You only qualify to argue, like I said, if your point is based on fact. If your point is based on fact, congratulations, that's step one. You are not still qualified if you do not understand the other party's opinion and the reason why they possibly might have a fact from their opinions, or possibly the reason why they are wrong. Whatever the other person is presenting, you cannot even validate. That is, you cannot even scrutinize to see whether the person is wrong or right. Then you don't even participate in the argument, because obviously, even if you win it, it doesn't mean anything. You are able to control everything from within you. I tell you, there is so much wealth there. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kabir Abdulkadir. In case you are listening to me for the first time, guess what? If you're able to hold yourself, we had a similar topic last week, and today we want to make a little bit of more explanation or something else that is related to that topic. A lot of people are not actually successful because they cannot afford to control from within what they feel and how they react. I have a simple message for you today. The reason why I'm bringing this talk is, take for example, you are arguing with someone now. For you to win, it's not about winning the argument. It's not about making points that makes you feel like you have won the argument. No, that's why a lot of people get it wrong. If you're arguing with someone and the only thing you feel that is correct or that you want to correct is your opinion, is what you think, then there is a problem with your argument. It means yourself, you are not well grounded to become successful, to become a billionaire. I'm going to explain this to you carefully, right? Just listen to me as I dish out the value. In case you are enjoying my videos, please don't forget to subscribe, share at least 5 to 10 persons, and then let's do this today. Now, guess what will happen? If you can only argue well when first you understand your own opinion, that's one, and then second, you can also understand the other person's opinion, right? They both are very, very clear to you. Like the argument you are presenting to this person, you really can understand what yourself you are saying from your learned aspect, like from your experience, from fact. Do you understand? Let me deal with that. Only fact. You argue because you have backup, you have fact to prove that what I'm saying is true, right? So, and in other words, the other person too that is arguing with you can also relate, or you perhaps can relate that the person is wrong, and then but even when they are wrong, you still understand their perspective and you can prove to them why they are wrong. You are not qualified to argue with anyone if you cannot stand on the both sides. You are not qualified to be successful and become a billionaire if you cannot understand why you are a billionaire and why some other people are poor. Do you know, I understand one thing now, that this life, somehow it is very simple, only that a lot of people are struggling because they don't understand some certain principles, some certain basics and facts that makes up the life itself. Let me make this clear again. You only qualify to argue if you can base your argument on fact, your opinions on fact, not just because you think, not just because you feel, not just because you were brought up like that, not just because that's how you are used to it. I don't know why this light keep going on and off, right? Okay, now quickly, now you only qualify to argue, like I said, if your point is based on fact. If your point is based on fact, congratulations, that's step one. You are not still qualified if you do not understand the other party's opinion and the reason why they possibly might have a fact from their opinions, or possibly the reason why they are wrong. You need to understand the both clearly. That's why I said from the beginning that you are not even qualified to argue, except if you can understand your part very well, that is based on facts, and then you can also understand the other person, that he or she might possibly be making a mistake because they are not basing their argument on fact. You can read it, you can understand it. So it doesn't matter whether they now understand it or not, but that's when you are now actually qualified to really argue. If the only thing you have to present is your opinion, and then whatever the other person is presenting, you cannot even validate. That is, you cannot even scrutinize to see whether the person is wrong or right. Then you don't even participate in that argument, because obviously, even if you win it, it doesn't mean anything. Do you understand? So for you to qualify, it has to be all-rounder. Just the way they usually say that one person might be standing here seeing 6, the other person standing at the other extreme and is seeing 9. So both of you at times might even be correct based on facts. So but at times one person is wrong. But what I often notice is that, why is this thing doing like that? Please stop. So one thing I often notice is that people don't actually now realize that I am possibly might be the one to even be wrong in this argument, or even when they are right and the other person is wrong, because they are not grounded enough to be able to stand in the position of that person. Because the person arguing with you, if the person is wrong, there's a reason why they are wrong, why they are presenting their point upside down. So if you understand it, so it's easy for you to let them understand. But if the only thing you see is your own point, don't put yourself into that argument. Now, what I found out, and why am I bringing up this topic? It is easier for you, and life moves very smooth for you if you can stand in other person's shoe. Life becomes so amazing if only you can see clearly the reason why people are wrong in their decision on their own, without necessarily interfering. Your opinion too. You have your opinion either based on fact, or based on your cultural belief, or based on your religious belief, or based on your background, or based on what you study, your career, or based on your experience. Now, what I often notice is that the other person you're also arguing with might also have their fact based on these things that I've mentioned, their experiences, their whatever. So for you, what I notice is that why I said a lot of people are not qualified to argue is that the only thing you are seeing is that your own experience that you've had. So you are now no longer paying attention maybe to the facts, or maybe to the other person's cultural background, or maybe to the other person's belief system, or maybe to the other person's whatever it is. Now, I'm not saying the person is right, is wrong, and you are right, all right. But the thing is, you should be able to understand if this person said, this is why I am saying this. So first and foremost, begin to quantify their points, begin to relate it to why they are saying it by asking them questions. If you said this, why do you say that? When they begin to relate it to, say, maybe their culture or maybe their way of life, then is their way of life a fact? So you begin to analyze. It's easier for you to let the person understand actually if you know what you are doing. Now, this point, somebody might be wondering that why do I have to bring it up as one of the ways to become a billionaire? It is very important. And I noticed this recently. If you do not understand, first, the journey is with understanding your own point, your own personality, your own opinion, and you quantify it based on where are you getting those information from. Why do you believe what you believe as human? You listen to me right now. Why do you even believe some of the things you believe? Is it because you wake up, you are brought up, you saw your parents doing it, or you saw your religion people doing it, or you saw your community doing it? Obviously, if you are not part of that community, would you still have been doing that thing? Ask yourself this question. Now, the question now is, if you are able to study yourself and understand yourself very well now, the second part is to study the other person's background too. Why are they saying what they are saying? So that you can be able to help them and help yourself. So the better you can put the fact together, relate it to standard and what is obtainable, it is easier for you and you'll be more happier For me, at times you cannot correct people, you cannot win the argument, but obviously you know why they are arguing and you know why they are wrong, and you stand a better chance to be more stable even when you don't win the argument, because you know what is there. So but you become very pained and don't necessarily push to win the argument, or you might not win it at the end of the day, and then you feel pain because you feel your opinion should be imposed on others. You feel your opinion is more right. Now sometimes, guess what, you are not even right, you are wrong yourself. The person arguing with you is possibly right, but because you are not seeing anything apart from what you are presenting to the other person, so that's why you might be pained. And truly, if you feel very free, it's easier to live a life. Don't even argue with people, because if you are arguing with me, I already know the facts. So I might just smile if you keep arguing. I just have to smile because I know that you don't know what you are saying. And I don't push so hard. If I try once, maybe twice to let you understand, you are not seeing it, I don't even have any reason to push further. It's a waste of time. I have a lot to do. Do you understand it? And then my mind is at peace. I am not paying for anything. If you don't get it, if you see me take time to argue with you, perhaps I'm trying to analyze your own side of the story to see compared to what I believe in or what my opinion is. So if yours is better, I might take time to analyze, and possibly what I'm trying to do is to shift from because that's the learning, that's the growth. You cannot be static. You need to be able to understand. So, and it is only knowledge that tells you that, look, you are right 100%. You can have the confidence. Sometimes you might be confident and still wrong, but guess what? If you deal with facts in a lot of ways in your calculation, in your argument, you'll be more confident, and you tend to be very, very flexible with people. And you are not paying. If somebody wins, congratulations. I have learned. You won. Yes, the argument. I have learned from what you have said. So I didn't lose. But if you don't understand what I'm saying and I know that I am right, and you are trying to push it so hard on me, you lose. So congratulations to me, I still win. So it's always for me a win-win in my learning journey, in my learning process. I found out if you understand people, even the people that are fighting you, you will win by just ignoring them. When you know that they are wrong, just ignore them, right? Sometimes I found out that for you to become this billionaire we are talking about, right, there's a lot within you. It has to do with you, your personality, and who you become. Like Jim Rohn said, who you become while making money, or while creating wealth, or while building wealth, is actually more important than the wealth itself. That's why I say that a lot of successful people, if you take all their money away, it's just a matter of time, they will bring it back. If you see a poor man, if you give him all the wealth Elon Musk have, it's just a matter of time, he will squander everything. So because who he is poor. Now can you imagine yourself, you are arguing with a poor man in his mentality, and then you are trying to push your clear opinion on them? No, don't do that. Let's go. And then if they understand it, fine. If they don't understand it, let it go. You don't have anything to lose. That's why I said, if you see me insist on arguing with someone, trying to present a point, so maybe I'm trying to analyze to see if they have a better point than what I have. So I base my argument on facts, on truths. Those truths must have to be related to the source. If I'm talking about financial knowledge now, it has to be based on what is obtainable internationally in terms of billionaires, especially self-made billionaires. So whatever you are basing your argument on, make sure that you have a source that is a standard that you compare your result with before you now come up. A lot of people, they put their emotion in line and then they begin to argue, and then they are annoyed because the other person is not getting their opinion. Why are you annoyed? Does that actually even give you money, by the way? I don't know. Does it give you peace of mind, by the way? So for me, I choose my battles carefully. I found out that in the past, I waste a lot of energy doing a lot of things that there's no need, obviously. So if you are listening to me right now and you enjoyed this video, please Help me to share, help me to comment, and then let's do this again tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of the day. My name is Kabir Abdulkadir, your most influential, the world's most influential entrepreneur and business coach from Nigeria, right here. See you tomorrow. Bye bye for now. And I hope you don't argue blindly. Argue with fact and win the argument. Both sides. Either the person win, you are still a winner, and either the person lose, you are still the winner. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye bye for now.